Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. You're going to find a way to win or you're going to find a way to lose. And I'm going to find myself on 16 May looking at this MVP meets MMA fight card, which is going to be outstanding, man. It's going to be taking place on Netflix. Let me see something here. Because you can barely see the damn thing. There we go. Now we stretch it out. So I got rid of my big head, and now you can see it. Anyway, man, you're talking about a super fight concept, which is what MVP has done here. We know they're in competition with everybody, and they're trying to dominate the market and whatever they're doing when it comes to combat sports. And this is really huge what they're doing with these fighters. Let's just go ahead and start off with Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. Let me tell you, this is huge, man. Legacy fight, two pioneers of women's MMA. And I think these ladies have been kind of written off, you know what I'm saying? And to see them have an opportunity to get back in the ring, show people that as the pioneers of the sport, they still got it. And they're doing it at a point in time to where they still got some life in them. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, for those who don't know much about MMA, they know the name Ronda Rousey. And for those who know a little bit about MMA, they'll know the name Carano. I could be mispronouncing her last name. But Ronda Rousey, man, everybody knows who the hell Ronda Rousey is. But this has mainstream appeal. Both of them crossed over into Hollywood, recognizable beyond the fight fans, the casuals. So this has that nostalgia factor. The old fans will return, the casuals will tune in, and they'll gain new fans. And this right here is a Netflix-friendly fight all day. You ask me who wins? I don't know, man. You know, I honestly don't know. Because Gina gets busy, Ronda gets busy. I just don't know who wins this fight. All I know is that I'm gonna be watching it. But the ladies again. Well, Jake Paul and what they're doing with the women and now getting into this MMA world is absolutely amazing. Okay? Then you got an action fight energy with Nate Diaz and Perry. Mike Perry and Nate Diaz, man, two pit bulls. Nate Diaz, man, he's been fighting for a while, and I don't know if he's coming or he's going, but one thing for sure is he'll be in the fight and he'll look crazy, but he can scrap. Worst thing you can do is get close to Nate Diaz. He get a hold of your ass, man, he's going to submit you. But fans are going to tune in. You know why? Because when you think about Perry, you think about Diaz, you think about chaos. Both fighters aggressive, unpredictable. They got a lot of respect for each other. They know, you got that saying, real recognize real. You know, so they know each other. They get busy, man. That's why a lot of fans are excited about the fight. It's a personality-driven fight. We know trash talk sells. The fan loyalty to both of these guys is strong. You're going to get guaranteed entertainment. So win or lose, you know for a fact, when Diaz gets in the ring, Perry gets in the ring, it's going to be a show. Now, one thing that's going to be a show, and it's going to be a power fight, and it has power fight appeal, is Francis Ngannou. Now he's going to be fighting this guy Lins out of Brazil. Let me explain something to you. Francis Ngannou is a beast, man. He is an absolute beast. People are wondering how much money he's going to be making. Look, I don't know, but I know they're on Netflix, so I am pretty sure Netflix has paid Francis Ngannou a whole lot of money. I also know that when it comes to Netflix and Francis Ngannou, they're looking at what to do with him in his next fight, possibly in boxing. So Francis Ngannou may stay over there with MVP and have his next fight in boxing, and against who? Against Jake Paul. But the bottom line is, with Francis Ngannou on the fight card, people may miss out on the other fights. They're not going to miss out on that Ngannou fight. He brings that knockout power, one-punch finish potential. He has global appeal. He has an international audience. His credibility is a legit heavyweight force. And he gives the fight card real fight legitimacy. And everybody identifies with him, man. You know, they listen to his story and leaving his country, man, out there in, I think you're from Cameroon. But to leave there I believe he's from Cameroon, but I'm talking out my ass. Let me look it up. Because I watched that documentary on him. And it was, if you haven't seen that documentary on Francis Ngannou, Francis Ngannou from where? I think he's from Cameroon. Yeah, hold on a second. I just want to. Yeah, Cameroon, I was right. But I had to look it up to make sure. If you haven't seen that documentary on him, listen to that man's story of what he had to go through. I'm not even going to try to come here, man, and recap it for you. Just go watch it. It's sad, man. But look at where he is now. That's why he has that global audience. So many fans identify with him. You know what I'm saying? He really has a story like something scripted out of a movie. And I'm not going to say he's not supposed to be here. Because if he wasn't supposed to be here, he wouldn't be. But I'll just say, go watch the documentary on that guy. It's an eye-opener. Before he fights, if you don't know who he is, you got to watch it before he fights. And you'll appreciate him that much more. Now, talk about people appreciating things. The lowest fight purse on here is $40,000. That's the minimum purse on this fight card. That's a huge deal, man. When you think about the industry comparison, fighters elsewhere getting 10K to 20K starting. Right here, they're getting $40,000 as the minimum purse. So that means these fighters who could have been on a fight card somewhere else would have been making less. But what this does is it tells you that Jake Paul and MVP are to be taken seriously. And it's all massive because the fighters respect. It shows in the value, the fairness and investment, attracting talent. Fighters are going to notice this. They're going to say, hey, these MVP guys are doing something serious over here. We need to go out here and take a look. And then for the long-term impact, it raises expectations across MMA, pressures other promoters. You better believe fighters who aren't in a contract with the UFC, they're going to be looking over to Jake Paul and see what these guys are doing and trying to come over there and fight. Because it raises expectations across MMA and it pressures other promotions. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the Netflix factor. Netflix is behind this fight card. When Netflix gets involved, that's a big deal. And it changes everything. Now you're talking about a massive audience, 200 million plus global subscribers. Accessibility, no pay-per-view barrier. Most people have Netflix in their home, they just go and watch it. Easy entry for the casual fans, which means these fighters get to grow their audience and grow their profiles. And now you're talking about the algorithm power, promotes content organically. And this is how you create mainstream moments. And Netflix expects a boost. If the event hits hard the way they expect, they're going to get new subscribers, increased watch time, viral clips everywhere. Especially with these recognizable names, dramatic matchups, and the social media buzz that it has going, it becomes appointment viewing. People will clear their schedules just to make time to watch this fight card. And the good thing is, if it's successful, it's going to mean good things for MVP. It's going to deliver a credibility boost, not just hype, real results. Fighter magnet, more athletes are going to want in. Investor confidence, bigger budgets, bigger deals, more people who are going to want to work with MVP and Jake Paul and Nikisa. And that means all their boxers as well can benefit. The whole MVP team benefits. And there's big time expansion potential. Means more cards, international growth. All good, win-wins for Jake Paul and MVP and Nikisa. Now, what failure would mean? If it underperforms, questions about the matchmaking, the business model, sustainability. And that's why the stakes are so high, but the return is high as well. It's risky, but they're willing to take the shot. So the real goal is MVP isn't just promoting fights. They're trying to merge sports and entertainment, disrupt traditional MMA structure, and build a new audience pipeline. So if this type of card actually lands, it's not just another fight night. It's a statement. And that's what Jake Paul and Nikisa have been doing with female boxing. They're looking to do it with MMA now. So I'm just telling you, that's, to be truthful, man, the big names equal attention. Fair play is going to equal loyalty, and Netflix equals exposure. You combine all three of those, you might be looking at the future model of combat sports. Anyway, this isn't just about who wins. It's about who's changing the game. And if MVP can pull this off and shatter all kind of records and just get Netflix to just go and shut down, everyone else is going to have to adjust. So what's happening here is a big deal. MVP meets MMA on 16 May, and I'll be tuning in. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.